What's up? Good morning, everybody. Or should I say good afternoon? It's 12:40 on my time. So good afternoon to you guys. Salute to Nick Nation. I'm Juby the Tubi. You're here with family above everything. And momentarily we'll bring ZenRay from ZenRaysports TV. Knicks won last night, baby. 106-100 was the final score. First quarter we dominated, went as much as up by 25 points. Third quarter, we let them back in a little bit, and they cut it close to, I think, 3 points. But then our defense and Emmanuel quickly stepped up. A lot of great ball movement that I saw last night. Crisp ball movement like I saw. Evan Fournier was phenomenal. Julius Randle continued to do what he's been doing the last few games. R.J. Barrett seems to be coming out of his shell. Emmanuel quickly and Obi Toppin continues to be a big key. No Derrick Rose last night. No Mitchell Robinson last night. No Taj Gibson. But we were still able to pull off the victory with the LeBron James-less Lakers. 106-100 was the final score. And next stop is the Phoenix Suns on Friday. Happy early Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. And let's get ZenRay with ZenRay Sports TV to get his take on last night's key victories, on what he saw and what still needs to be changed.
This as a personal type of game. Welcome, Juby. What a game last night. I was looking like the Knicks were going to blow out the Lakers. Like I mentioned in my previous show, I was looking for a blowout to send a message, and it was looking like that, and it was two tales of two different halves. The first half, they looked fantastic with Evan Fournier. Second half, it seems like the Lakers made a push toward the end.
They did, man. Like I was explaining in the chat, we went as much as up by 25 points. Crisp ball movement last night. It's the first time that I can actually say that on this show in a very long time. The ball movement was phenomenal. Evan Fournier was amazing. Julius Randle continues to do what he's been doing the last few games. And R.J. Barrett seems like he's coming out of his little crazy losing, shooting streak. Didn't do phenomenally yesterday, but he looked a lot better. And my man Obi Toppin still is doing great. And Emmanuel quickly missed the fourth quarter last night. Oh, my God. If it were not for that man, I don't know what would have happened. Maybe it would have been a different game. But all in all effort, great game against the LeBron James-less Lakers. What was your take about the whole game? What did you think?
Well, the bench scored 38 points. That's always been our saving grace, and led by, quickly 14 points, and then Burks and Toppings had 12 additional points. But the guy who had the energy in that unit was Obi Toppin. He was the highest on the team with a plus 15. He brings energy. And you notice about Obi Toppin, he's always moving, and he's moving at a speed that no one is used to. At that half-court kind of offensive sequence, he's always moving around. He's like a ping pong. He's moving. And the effects to it, the Knicks were finding him open, and he had some easy shots toward the rim. He had a few nice slam dunks as well. Obi Toppin is that Energizer Bunny, as well as Emmanuel quickly. That's what impressed me with that second unit. But we go to that first unit. We've been criticizing Evan Fournier for a while since that first game, that big Boston game when he came and he had like 36 points in that game. You can see that Evan Fournier, especially when you put him in that second unit, the only difference between the second unit and that first unit is that second unit is always rotating the ball, finding that open man. And Fournier was the beneficiary to that ball movement with that second unit. And then the first unit started doing the same thing, and Evan Fournier once again was having benefits, and he was open and he was scoring. Evan Fournier is a type of player. He has to get in rhythm, and if you have that ball rotate him and you keep him in rhythm, he's going to have games like this. And you saw it last night with that 26 points in 42 minutes of play. When have the last time have you seen Evan Fournier, besides obviously that triple overtime game where he had over 40 minutes, but in a normal four quarters, he had 42 minutes. It shows that Thibodeau saw something good in him, and he was playing defense last night, and he kept him in the fourth quarter when you never usually see him play in the fourth quarter. That's amazing.
No, we normally don't. Makes me take a step back on what I said last show. about maybe R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle. Maybe that it was a unknown source that was R.J. Barrett was the one that was maybe not too happy, but maybe it was Evan Fournier who was the one who was unhappy, not getting involved in the ball movement and not getting, as many touches like you said. And yesterday, oh my God, it was like a night and day different kind of person. He was involved in the offense. He was taking his shots when he wanted to. He was doing little floaters, driving into the ball in the paint. And you said it, man. Obi Toppin, when Julius Randle picked up that fifth foul, I was like, Obi Toppin, now is your time to shine. This is why we have you. Show everybody why you need to be out on the field. And he continued, him and Mr. Emmanuel Quickly sporting his new hairdo last night. Well, they pulled it off, man. I loved it. Every single minute. I know they didn't have LeBron James, but they still had Westbrook. They still gave Carmelo Anthony a standing ovation. I gave him a standing ovation just because he was missing so many shots. I was grateful for Melo. I was saying, good job, Melo. Keep winning for New York. But, I would have liked to see LeBron James play last night because every Laker fan is going to sit there and say, oh, the Knicks beat the Lakers because they didn't have LeBron and because they didn't have Anthony Davis at 100% because he had flu-like symptoms. But, listen, we're going to take the game. We won 106-100. I know you're going to go over the stats with everybody and let us know what we shot. We shot a tremendously amount better from the three-point range last night. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know that you'll take care of that real quick. And listen, ball movement was key. When we hitting our shots, that ball movement, I haven't seen ball movement like that since the beginning of the season. And it looks like they had a really good practice. They communicated. And it was interesting, man. What caught me off guard, and I don't know if you saw the very end of the game. Did Julius Randle get into something with somebody, or like he was gonna get into it with somebody, or did you not see that? It was the last play of the game. There was like 15 seconds to go, and quickly, or somebody had to stop Julius Randle for going after somebody. And the announcers just quickly disregarded that. They didn't want to get involved in that too much. But I like to see that kind of energy, even though it's not positive. But I like that he stood up for himself. We got the victory. We stood our ground. And on to Phoenix we go.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that. I noticed he was being a little animated toward the end. There's no reason for it. The game is over.
Yeah.
You have nothing else to prove. You won the game. But I think that it was a blessing in disguise for me, at least, when he got that fourth foul and they took him out of the game, and they replaced him because he was going a little bit. He was now taking this like a little bit too personal. Like, play the game. It was like he felt like he had to show up Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis was coming back, and and they were going back and forth toward each other. Don't take it personal. This is what I talk about Randle. He had a good game last night. 20 points, 16 rebounds, and 5 assists. I mean, I take that every night from him. But the mental part of him, he had his regular 5-6 turnovers. I think 5 turnovers. But his mental part of the game, he loses it, and he thinks this is like, it's about me. And this is the only part that Thibodeau has to kind of get in his head. Look, simmer down, slow down. Okay, play your game. But he lets outside influences or whatever that may be with another player, with the referees, or maybe fans. I think he just needs to kind of analyze himself a bit and just say, look, this is about the team. It's not about me. And if he couldn't do that, and Julius Randle will revert back to last year's Julius Randle, I think this year he's taking this like a personal vendetta about concerning whatever may be in his way, especially if he's going good or especially when he goes bad. He just goes like, I don't know. His mindset's not completely there. But yeah, when Obi Toppin came in, he was an energizer bunny, and he was a difference. Randle, like I said, had a great game, but who won the game for us in that fourth quarter was Emmanuel Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly added 12 of his 14 points in that fourth quarter because the Lakers took the lead, and the Knicks had to come back and retake that lead to win that game toward the end. Quickly is such a look. We didn't have Rose last night, so we needed somebody to step up, and Emmanuel Quickly was the guy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like I said, we were bashing Emmanuel quickly a little bit at the beginning of the season. We were saying that he's starting off slow. We don't know he's not the same Emmanuel quickly. It just shows that he needs time to come into his game. And over the last few games, we've been seeing how valuable he is to this team, and what a step in the right direction he took over this past summer, as well as Obi Toppin. You know what I mean? We didn't know what we were going to get at the beginning of the season. I know they had a good summer league, but it shows that hard work paid off. They're completely different players. They're not the same players from last season. And we had a Quentin Grimes sighting last night, ladies and gentlemen. I know my partner's been asking for Quentin Grimes and Miles McBride, so I guess Coach Thibodeau has been listening to Ray's podcast. And he was like, you know what, I'm gonna insert him in.
Yeah, I mean, Grimes in those 5 minutes he played, I mean, he didn't get any points, but he affected the Knicks in a way where he plays good defense. I don't know if you watched him, Juby. He is such a defensive. In 5 minutes of play, he was a +6. He had one defensive rebound, and he just looked good on the floor. Like no one was getting around Quentin Grimes. He was guarding Westbrook. He was
Westbrook
guarding
ran into
Monk.
him, and he ended up with a bloody mouth.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and he didn't do nothing wrong. Westbrook just ran into him. He stood
right,
his ground, and
right.
Westbrook, ended up. So it just comes to show you that even an all-star caliber player like Westbrook doesn't intimidate Quentin Grimes. And if I'm Coach Thibodeau and I saw that, I say, you know what, I got to insert this guy more. You know what I mean? And you said it, man. Like you said it a couple of games back that we got to try to find a way to get these guys some playing time. And now with Derrick Rose being day to day and Taj Gibson being out, I think this is the perfect opportunity to insert them into that lineup.
Yeah, so the thing with Rose is he may be out against the Phoenix game as well. It's like an ankle injury supposedly he has. And I think since they have a night off coming up because of Thanksgiving tomorrow. Oh, and now once again I want to wish everybody a Thanksgiving. We'll say that toward the end of the show, but Thanksgiving is coming upon us. We have a lot of things to be thankful for. But getting back to Rose, he may be out that Phoenix game, and that Phoenix game, then we're going to need Quentin Grimes there because Quentin Grimes is going to, the Phoenix Suns are on a 13-game winning streak, and they're playing probably the best basketball in the NBA. So we're going to need a defensive stopper. My concern is Kemba Walker, his defensive deficiencies, and Evan Fournier sometimes falls into his defensive deficiencies. But I think he's going to go up with the same lineup up there. I like the fact that Burks played a good game last night, +9. He was inserted in that first quarter quickly, but he played great last night. Let me go over the numbers. I think I said Randall's numbers incorrectly, but let me go over it again. Randall in 35 minutes of play, he was 7 to 17 from the field, and 1 from 5 from the 3-point range. He was 5 of 8 from the free throw line. He had a total of 16 rebounds. I think I said 10 before, and I apologize for that.
16.
16 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. He had his regular 4 turnovers, and he had 20 points. I take that stat line anytime. He played a solid game, and he was going at Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis did not intimidate Randall. Remember, these guys are Kentucky products, and it seems like there was like a game that he wanted to prove a point, like I'm the man. And I don't think too much that Anthony Davis was taking it like that, but Randall was taking it personal, and it worked kind of. He was getting a little crazy at the end. That's what I'm saying. When he got his 4th foul and they took him out, it was kind of a blessing because he was going a little bit out of control. And that was a good time for the Knicks to make a run back to take over the lead. So in the first quarter, the Knicks scored 36 points. That was probably the best first quarter I've seen them play since probably the Orlando Magic game, the first time they met around when they blew them out. The team looked very good. And now it's just a consistency factor. Now, the two keys to the Knicks is, the consistency, obviously. You play that defense and keep the ball rotating. If you keep on that ball rotating, have the consistency in doing that. My only concerns is, Kemba and
Fournier.
and not Fournier, Kemba and Randall tend to kind of ISO too much sometimes and just want to play that one-on-one ball. That's fine once in a while, but you want to get the other players involved and have the continuity where other players like Fournier, he showed last night 26 points in 42 minutes of play. Kemba Walker in 23 minutes of play only had 6 points, but he had four rebounds and he had 5 assists. When it's
Solid.
you see Kemba Walker had 5 assists, so he was involved. He had 1 block shot. He only had 2 turnovers. So, I mean, if he would have had 10, 12 points, I would have been happy with his stat line. But he did okay last night. Fournier, Barrett in 27 minutes of play. He only played 27 minutes. And usually it's the other way around. Fournier has a 27 minutes and Barrett has a 42 minutes. But it seems like they're giving Barrett a lighter load to get his confidence back. He was 4 from 8 from the field, 3 from 5 from the 3-point range, 1 from 2 from the 3-point range. He had 7 rebounds. In 27 minutes of play, he had 3 assists, and he only had 2 turnovers. He had 12 points. That's kind of building him up. You can see Barrett is not there yet, but he'll get there. He's a future all-star for the Knicks. Let's be patient with him. The Knicks win last night, 106-100. Toward the end, you have to admit, the Knicks could have lost. There was a time when the Knicks had a drop of 2 or 3 minutes while scoring. But the Lakers kept on bricking. Westbrook was missing threes. Carmelo was missing threes. Monk was missing threes. They were bricking at the end. And that's how the Knicks really won that game toward the end. I was saying, oh my gosh, the Knicks can't score. They can't put these guys away. The Knicks should have won this game easily, convincingly, and it was much closer than it should have been. But I take the victory as a work in progress. I am happy from what I saw. Just having Fournier and Julius Randle combining with 46 points. I'll take that anytime, any day.
Yeah, and Emmanuel quickly scored 12 of his 14 points in that fourth quarter. So that was really key to us coming away with that victory. He had some nice bounces when he shot those 3-point shots. If that hadn't gone in, things would have been completely different. A big thing I was excited to see is that Obi Toppin got 22 minutes of game yesterday. He's been getting 12 to 14. We want to see those minutes a little bit keep going up. And he did 22 minutes, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block shot. So would I like to see a little bit better numbers? Yeah, but it's not even about the numbers. It's about the energy that he brought. Like you said, he's just all over the floor. He's just one mode. You don't see him slow down, and I love that about that guy. And he's definitely the future future big man of this team. In the past we always talk about us developing these youngsters, and we got to be patient with them. He's one definitely, along with McBride and with Grimes, that I would be patient with. We haven't had a Kevin Knox sighting. I think his days are pretty much numbered. I would have liked to see him with, I know he put Grimes in, so I'm thankful for that, but I would have liked to see maybe a Kevin Knox last night just to see if anything is developing with him. But
yeah, the game is too close, and he doesn't play the defense Grimes played. And the reason you brought up a good point. The reason Toppin got 22 minutes, if remember, Noel was the only center. You didn't have Mitchell Robinson.
Or Taj.
So what they did is they put Randle at the 5 and they put Obi at the 4. And listen, they did it. And Obi Toppin played good defense last night. If Obi Toppin can play the defense he played last night and Randle does his regular defense, you can play this more often. But it all depends. Playing these two players on the floor, you have to play defense for Tibbs. If you don't, that combination would never work. You won't see it. But it worked last night. They played well together. I would like to see more of it, but it's only going to work when these guys are playing defense. Obi is starting to pick up his defense. I'd say last year he was maybe mediocre, below average at best. I think he's above average now. He's picking up steam, and he's understanding what Tibbs is looking for in the defensive end.
Yeah, and we got to remember, he's so young still, and he's only going to get better and better. Julius Randle is 20, what is he now, 29 years old, Julius Randle, just about? 28. So, even if Julius Randle continues to be our power forward for the next duration of his contract, we got to remember, by the time his contract is done, Obi Toppin is still going to be younger than 25 years old.
By the time his contract's over, Obi's going to be about 27, 28.
How old is Obi right now?
Obi is 23. Remember, they drafted.
Really?
Yeah. Remember, he was 23. He was one of the oldest guys drafted last year. That's why a lot of teams stood away from him. He was like 22, 23.
Okay.
24 this year. And by the time Randall's contract's over another 4 years, he'll be about 28.
28. So he'll be Julius Randle's age right now.
Right.
And you know what? It's not. You could take some stuff from Julius Randle. Mitchell Robinson, I hope he's going to be back. Do you know if any word if he's going to be back against Phoenix Friday?
I think there's a possibility he will be. That's the reason they arrested him. I expect the only person I don't expect back is Rose, but you never know. But I think Mitchell Robinson will definitely be back for that game on Saturday versus the Suns. We're gonna need him. I mean,
it's Saturday or Friday. When is game time?
It's Friday. So Friday, that's the game on Friday. They're playing at the Garden. The Garden is gonna be rocking on Friday. I tell you.
Oh yeah.
The Rocket is gonna be. So it's a 7 p.m. start Friday. Phoenix Suns, the 14-3 Phoenix Suns visit the New York Knicks at the Garden, 10-8 Knicks, and we'll see what happens. That's like you said before the show when we spoke. That's going to be a test, a true test where the Knicks are at. It seems like the Knicks play low to their competition, but when teams like this come in, the Knicks play up to their competition, and let's hope they play up. And we're going to need everybody here. We're going to need that starting rotation besides Fournier and Randall. We're going to need Barrett to do his thing. We need Kemba to sprinkle a little bit of some love there, and we're going to need Mitchell Robinson to stop these guys from coming down the lane. So it should be an interesting game, Juby.
Yeah, and you know what the good thing about this is, guys, is that the Knicks, with all their struggles that it's been this season, and they're playing good stuff and bad stuff, they're still only 3 games out of first place. Right now, they're tied with 5th through 7th by a half a game, but they're really in 6th place. But they're only 3 games out of first place, guys. So it just comes to tell you how the East is right now. The East is all over the place. I mean, for Christ's sake, you have your Boston Celtics and Milwaukee Bucks at 7th and 8th place, along with the Knicks. And in the West, the Lakers are 9-10. The Nuggets are 9-9. So, like we said in the past, it's still kind of early. A lot of teams are still trying to develop how they're going to move forward, and they're trying to get everything together. So as long as we start to get things together, like we seen last night and the night before, we looked a lot better on the defensive end, the ball movement. If we continue to progress, I think, like you said last show, Ray, I think Tom Thibodeau normally leads 15 to 20 games to figure out how he's going to play his players and what they're going to be doing. And I think I'm starting to see it come together a little bit, for sure.
Figure it out. He knows Brooks' role. He's starting to see that Fournier is an important factor here.
Yeah.
Kemba can get his minutes in the beginning. And Fournier played the 4th quarter last night. Look, it tells you he has confidence in him. And I think more why he kept him in the 4th quarter, he needed the scoring as well. He wanted an extra guy who can score. And it worked out. It won by 6 points. It should have been a bigger margin. But it's a work in progress. It's like a 20-game, 25-game thing for Thibodeau. And I think you're going to see after 20 games a whole different Knicks team and the way he goes about it. I'm satisfied, I'll be honest with you, so far in the first 18 games. We had the ups and downs, and we had some issue with players and confidence with players. And I think Barrett is one of them who's still building up his confidence here. Obi Topping, he's taking the bull by the horn. He's playing well. Julius Randle. You're going to get what you get from Julius Randle. You get nights who'll score 20, 30 points. Who'll have his 4 or 5 turnovers. Who'll make some knucklehead plays. But look, he's our guy. Without Julius Randle, he is the heart of the team.
Yeah.
Without Julius Randle, Knicks go nowhere. He's the star of the team. We don't have no one else. Barry's that secondary guy. But I see Fournier and this guy sprinkle everybody coming in. There's going to be nights that Barry's going to have great games. So we have to hope that collectively they all kind of mesh together and have all consistency. And that's the key. Consistent games together where Randle is scoring his 20, 25 points. Barry's scoring his 20 points. Fournier is scoring his 20 points. And then if Chemicals can add another 15 to that first unit, that's a solid first unit team for the Knicks. Starting rotation for the Knicks. So I expect that to be coming to fruition real soon.
Yeah. And like I said, the team seems to be coming together. But, we'll find out Friday night. Like you said, Friday night, 7 o'clock Eastern. at the Garden. Phoenix Suns come with the second best record in the NBA, only one game behind the Golden State Warriors. They're on a 13-game winning streak, and they're coming in hot. You know, Chris Paul and company. They're not playing no games this season.
Oh, yeah. Remember, Chris Paul likes putting up shows. What did he do to us last year? Beating us at the Garden with that last-minute shot. Yeah. Chris Paul, that's the guy you have to concentrate. That guy, you got Booker and you have other players there that you got the Mikal Bridges as well. We can't forget him, the defensive.
Oh, yeah.
They have some special players here. But the guy you have to really kind of focus your and not be fooled by it is Chris Paul. He's the one he is the heart and soul of that team, and he's the one that runs the show there. So if we can somehow keep him, limit his ways, because he can beat you with a shot and he can beat you by creating, keeping everybody involved. That's the kind of poker the Knicks needed. Unfortunately, he's not with the Knicks. He's the Phoenix Suns, and that's why the Phoenix Suns are the Phoenix Suns, because of course, it's going to be a matchup in hell.
And correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Elfrid Payton on that team?
Yeah.
so tomorrow night, Friday night, Elfrid Payton makes his Garden debut. Don't be surprised if Elfrid Payton is gonna try to lock down Kemba Walker and say, you know what, you guys didn't want me. This is what you get in return. So it's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
So anything else on mind there?
No, just hopefully Mitchell Robinson is available for Friday. Like you said, Derrick Rose is not gonna play. And hopefully we got Taj Gibson back. If not, Obi Toppin will be there. And hopefully everybody comes ready to play. They don't get too full on turkey and all that other stuff. But, for ZenRaysports TV chat, just wanted to wish you guys a happy holiday, happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Eat in moderations. And enjoy your time with your family, because that's what it's all about, guys. It's family above everything. Don't forget that.
Well said, Juby, and that's I want to wish everybody who watches our show and watches Juby's show to have a fantastic Thanksgiving. We have a lot of things to be thankful for, considering what we went through last year and all the people who have putting their lives on the line, not only abroad, but the nurses and doctors who have saved and tried to save many lives and through this awful time that we've went through last year. But this year, with progressing, be thankful for what we are and where we are now at this point. You can compare a year ago. No one was out a year ago in New York City. It was like a ghost town. Now everybody's back doing the activities, and I'm grateful and honored to be doing a show with Juby and family above everything. It means so much, especially on Thanksgiving. So give love to Gina and family above everything, because they do. That's their motto, and Thanksgiving is every day for them. So
that's right.
Give them a shout out, and if you need some good product line from them, family above everything is the brand. So with that said, I want to just wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow. Show love, passion to family. Be grateful that we're here today and tomorrow, knowing that the best is yet to come. Juby, thanks a lot.
Thank you, my brother.
Evening, and I'll see you on a show on Friday. We'll do the show after the game. If we're still up, we'll do it after, or early Saturday morning. Either or, we'll do a recap of the game.
Sounds good, brother. Enjoy your day with your family tomorrow, man. Go New York, go New York, go. Happy Thanksgiving, bro.
ZenRay out. Thank you.
All right, guys. That was ZenRay with ZenRaysports TV. Great guy. Wish him a happy Thanksgiving to him and his family. And I wanted to thank everybody who stopped by the show today, even though if it was only for a minute. Much appreciated. I want you guys to be safe tomorrow. Like I said, eat in moderations. Enjoy your time with your family, because that's what it's all about. Check out my link in the description for Family Above Everything's Etsy's website. You can find out different things. The holidays are upon us. So if you're looking for that special gift for that special someone, or for, your relative or your sibling, a lot of stuff that you can catch on there. The link is in my bio. You can catch it. Family Above Everything Etsy shop. All right, guys. And with that being said, enjoy your Wednesday afternoon, sunny day. And as always, family above everything, guys. Peace. Happy holidays.
We are the New York Knicks. 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 Say go New York, go New York.
we come, league is done in 21, and the Knicks are on a run. And I'll tell you with Tibbs, we a bit too much to handle. With Barrett, Bullock, Burst, and Randall, it's the Knicks, and we're taking back our place. Everyone's gearing up with a mask on the face. The Garden's going crazy, and they're doing it for a reason. 21 is the Knickerbocker season. You better believe the Knicks got all that it takes. We shooting 3-pointers, and we're running fast breaks. And if you